Here 2 weeks ago, I was talking about a 95% rule. 95% of people do nothing with their lives. 95% of people do nothing with their lives. It goes even further. 95% of people consume content or even have the answers to their problems but never execute upon them. They don't do anything. Just don't do anything. And the question that we have to ask ourselves is, I had a guy, I talked to him this week, and he's like, man, and I mean, it was so blessed to hear that, like, oh, wow, somebody's actually doing something with what I say. This is great. And he was like, man, you wrecked me. I go, what wrecked you? And he said, when I listened to that message, he said, I realized I was the 95%. And I've been living as the 95% my whole life, And he said, I'm the guy who understands all these things, but I don't do anything with it. It's interesting. So I talked to you about the guy. Anybody know who Guy Kawasaki? Is that his name? Robert. Guy Kawasaki. Where did I get that from? I had it right in the first service, but I know who he is. Robert Kiyosaki. Anybody know who he is? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Ever heard of that book? Anybody ever heard of that book? Okay, so the guy's a speaker. People look at him and they think he's like a stock investor. His number one source of income was always real estate. And so he tells the story, I shared this with you a couple weeks ago, of how he learned real estate. He was a Marine fighter pilot. He got out of the Marines. He's used the GI Bill to start going to classes and going to school. And one of the classes he took was a real estate course. And this big-time investor was there. And he said there was 100 people in the room. And he told the 100 people, he said, I want you to take this assignment for the next 30 days. I want you to go and find 100 properties, and I want you to evaluate 100 properties, and I want you to come back to me with the evaluation of those 100 properties. I want you to send it to me. How many of those people how many of the 100 actually did the assignment? Anybody want to guess? One. Who said 5? 5? No? 3 is the answer. 3. So this guy, they're all there to learn. They want the content, but they don't want to do anything with it. Everybody wanted to learn, but they didn't want to do whatever it takes. And so of those three people that actually did it, this guy flew them to his property, to wherever it was he was. He brought them all to his house. And these 3 people that actually did the assignment, and this guy laid out for Robert his entire business plan. He showed him how he did it. He showed him exactly all of the tools that he needed. This guy gave it to the 3 people that actually did the work. Do you know why? Because he's not investing in people that don't want it. You understand? You can't even do an assignment and you want me to give you the keys. You can't even do the simple things and you want me to open that door for you. He didn't do that. He brought the 3 in. And Robert used that guy's package to build a real estate empire. Literally, the guy showed him how to, move money, the whole 9. He showed him how to do it. But the point being is that 97 out of 100 people in the room didn't do anything. They all listened to the same thing. All of them got the same challenge. They all kind of like, about that. Oh man, I got a Netflix show I got to watch, man. The new episode just came out today. I got to get home and do that. They all chose a different path other than that one. Everybody, the first question you have to ask yourself is, do you want to change? In order for you to get to where you want to be, from where you are to where you want to be, the bridge is called change. Change is a 4-letter word to a lot of people. We like things to stay the same. We like things to be familiar. We don't like change. But change is what brings us to the other side. We have to change.